Connected Canadians. Connecting older adults with technology, training, and support.
My name is Rommel Rivas, and pre-COVID, I was working at a restaurant in Ottawa. I was working at the King as a line cook. My cultural background is that of Venezuela. Born there, and as a baby, my parents and I moved to the States, and then as a child, we moved back to Venezuela, and then we came here. So I'm kind of a mishmash of like American, Canadian, and Venezuelan cultures. COVID changed my day-to-day life in that I went from working 35-hour weeks on my feet to just staying at home and sitting down on my computer and not being able to go out and see my friends. And I'm a very social person, so that was very hard. So I became heavily reliant on my Chromebook, do conferences with my friends and like watch movies, read books, stuff like that. So it definitely became more of like I became more of a homebody essentially. I heard about Connected Canadians through Facebook. A friend of mine shared a link saying that you guys were hiring. I had never heard of Connected Canadians before that, but I just visited the website and I watched a couple of videos, and it seemed like work that I would be one, good at, and two, worthwhile, like just helping other people out kind of thing. It was exactly what I expected. Conversation and difficulties. The extent to which your difficulties lie was a bit of a surprise for me, but I knew more or less what I was getting myself into. One of my favorite clients, who's also one that I've been having a bit of a challenge with, she's from the Ukraine. She's great. But what made me laugh was just that this morning, she was just like, yeah, I have no internet, like on my phone, on my laptop, on my iPad. It's like just after the revolution. She's a very lighthearted, very fun person to work with. She's you can tell that she's very caring, and she's very eager to learn, which makes it more exciting for me as a mentor, because yeah, it's just like that. We kind of feed off each other's energy kind of thing. I think it's beneficial in that technology is everywhere. Whether you're from Cameroon, whether you're from Thailand or Venezuela, like you've lived with technology. People that from our generation that have grown with these things and can capitalize on that is just going to make the transition from one country to the other that much more easier. From a more social perspective, it gives them an idea of the work culture that is in Canada as opposed to Venezuela, for example. Of course, there's similarities, but there's like dissimilarities too. So it gives them sort of like a crash course into how like culturally we operate in a work setting here. That's something that I'm starting to realize right now through being able to set up these meetings, through mentoring community leaders, through mentoring people remotely. I think that moving on, these are skills that in a COVID setting are going to be useful, but also in a more corporate setting, I think that these are skills that are definitely transferable. Working close liaison with the coordinators, so we're like working so closely essentially, I'm getting an insight into like how management works. I've never been in a manager position before, but I think that is a very valuable skill right there. Just like scheduling, coordinating, all those things are things that are very, very transferable to any field. We're lucky to live in a time where like coding is so accessible and people are just releasing all these new things. Google is your best friend. This is just a matter of patience. Like, it's just a matter of believing in yourself, believing in what your client can do, and yeah, just keep that faith.